Many analysts out there say we're going to see a decoupling from cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and the stock market. I say right now, that's not what's happening. Next. Yes, that article, as well as several different articles, the Fed is now coming out and they're going to put on a little bit of regulation on some of the banks out there. Yeah, like we need more regulation, but we actually do. We're gonna see if that's a good thing. And the BIS is announced about 15 or 20 cross-border payment partners. Who is on that list? This is enormous. All next on OG Crypto and NFTs. Welcome everyone, my name is Troy, and every day we go over the latest news in blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, and NFTs. Yes, we have some NFT news, and if you're one of these, how many people out there are one of these? You're gonna wanna wait till the end. Now, before we jump into it, help my channel out. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Boom, boom, boom. Get me up there. And it gets out the algorithm. More people can see it. They can hear the best news, best 5 to 10 minutes in crypto on a daily basis. So let's jump right into it. Here we go. This is from Barron's, but this is all over. Bitcoin is rising, but even crypto bulls wonder if the days of big gains are over. I say no, they're not. We're going through a bear market. This is the first bear market that the media has been involved. Before, it just was, a bunch of crypto enthusiasts arguing back and forth. And then anytime we saw some type of article out there, we would react to it. Today, there's no reaction. There's very little reaction. And maybe this is why a lot of these articles are coming out. But there is the adoptions here. People are accepting it all over the world. But to really get it going, you need to have utility. Well, Bitcoin doesn't have really any utility, but what it does have, it's a first mover advantage. And because of that, it has a possibility of gaining EFTs, which can be traded over markets through large conglomerates such as BlackRock, Vanguard, and others. And because of that, we'll see these big moves in the future. The other thing is that the Bitcoin halving, which is basically the second quarter of next year, that's usually a big time when you see them also Bitcoin big moves, and it kicks off the bull market. But right now we're in the dog days of a bear market. So be patient, sit there, relax, have a beer, have a Tito's and water. I'm going to have one or two. Even tonight, I'm going to have a Jello shot going to a concert. That's what's happening. So, all right, let's jump into the next one. Fed starts new program to oversee crypto activity in U.S. banks. Well, I think this is a positive going forward, but I don't like that the Fed has control over this. Why can't we get the Congress to come up with rules? Now, it leads me right into the next article here. It says Ripple versus SEC appeal will be announced this week if it happens. Now, why am I kind of sewing these two together? Well, the biggest issue is that as we're seeing more and more news outlets come out with pro-crypto legislation, that legislation is years and years away. And this is what was discussed yesterday and on X or Twitter on their spaces. Several different lawyers came out and said, hey, look at what's happening. When Congress gets back together in September, then we're ramping up for the 2024 election. And because of that, what are they looking at? They're looking at more legislation that's going to get them into office or actually bail the blue team out of what the nightmare the last 2.5 years have been with the economy and with some of the horrible macro decisions that have been made. And with that being said, obviously the border, everything. So legislation on crypto is going to be put to the back burner. And I think that a little bit of the gas is going to be taken off of Gary Gensler at the SEC. And with that being said, we're having the Federal Reserve jump in on it, which doesn't make any sense to me. I know that's a bank to bank and they're involved, but we need to have real rules of the road, not by, non-elected officials. And then, and then we come over here, and this is really being crazily, really discussed on Twitter like crazy. Is the SEC going to appeal? I don't think the SEC is going to appeal. What are they going to appeal? They're going to appeal it up to the Second Circuit, because if they lose there, okay, then they lose everywhere, right? It becomes law. And if you look at Judge Torres's record, she's never had any of her summary judgments overturned. Zero, none. So is the SEC more prone to, let's just let this go, call it a ripple judgment, and then say that's just for Ripple, but everything else like Terra Luna that's being sued, Solana, Cardano, Near, Polygon, which has all been said by the SEC that are securities, those are going to be fought in a different way, in a different world. We know that for a fact that Luna had an ICO, but Ripple never did. XRP was never an ICO, I should say. And with that, I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to box it up in a neat little box, put a bow on it, send it off to the side, and then go after and attack others, especially when Congress is not looking. They don't have the time, left to go ahead and make, a lot of rules. We might get, before the 2024 elections, we might actually get some kind of legislation for stablecoins. I think that would be the only thing here. Everything else is going to wait until 2025, in my view. If that's a fact, guys, we are only going to see one digital asset with legal clarity, and that is XRP. With that being said, let's go back into Twitter, and this is a post by and shout out to the light shines in darkness, right? He says, this is what he says, and this document came out on July 31st of 2023. It says, Ripple's directly working with the BIS, Bank of International Settlements, central bank for central banks. Let that sink in. Well, where'd he get it from? So here's the BIS, July, and let me go pull this up. Let me go yank this up right here. July 31st, 2023. Oh my gosh, it has that little arrow there. So that's what's here, okay? Now let's go read off of some of the companies that have the Committee for Payments and Marketing Infrastructure, Cross-Border Payments, Interoperability, and Extension Task Force composition. Here's the chairman right here, European Central Bank, okay? We're going down and looking at all the companies that are involved here, right? And what do we see here? SWIFT, RTGS, Ripple, Payments Canada, Paynet Malaysia, MasterCard, Cross-Border Interbank Payment System. Guys, this is crazy. There's not another crypto company in this. There's only one, and that is Ripple. And there's several different Ripple partners in here, which is kind of crazy to even think about. This is enormous news. Now, this is why I said at the very beginning that when people talk about, well, Bitcoin's not decoupling, some people say it is. It really isn't decoupling, okay? We're not seeing this news, all this news that's out there, shaking the market up. We have to actually see something greater happen, and the greater for Bitcoin will be ETFs, but the greater for, let's call it Hedera or XRP or XDC or Casper or XLM, is when they're utilizing the token for real world activity. And that's what we're seeing more and more here. These big announcements coming out doesn't move the market because they haven't used a token, but it's gonna come up. It's coming soon. Within the next 12 months, we're going to see real utility in these tokens. All right, so let's jump into NFTs. We had a big announcement last week or 2 weeks ago about Amazon. Amazon Prime is giving away free gaming NFTs. Here's how to claim them. Guys, I'm gonna put this article down below in sections down below so you can actually open it up and go over it. But Amazon Prime has about 170 million people that are subscribed to it. They're going to be giving out these NFTs. This article I would definitely read. It talks about Mojo Melee. I don't know who that is. Blanco's Block Party. I don't know. They're games in which you can get free tokens, I guess, and free NFTs. So take a minute. This is August 9th today. 3-minute read. I will, again, link down below. If you're looking to get free NFTs and you are part of Amazon Prime, or if even you're not, see if you can get something out there. Guys, definitely jump into this. And the last but not least, What are you guys doing, huh? The Star Trekkies. Trekkies are out there. Hit down below. If you're a Trekkie, do me a favor. Go ahead and put a comment. Star Trek trademarks for NFTs, the final frontier. Can we squeeze every dollar out of a, 4-year program back in the 60s? We're going to squeeze every penny out of it. We are looking at, they have monetized Star Trek beyond belief. Well, the next frontier they call is the NFTs and crypto collectibles. This is awesome. We're going to see this more in the future because we're going to see, I have a feeling that a lot of Trekkies are going to be wanting to jump into this as it being one of the few collectibles that you could actually trade easily online through NFTs. So if you want it, definitely, again, below, if you want to read the article, I'm going to put the article in the description. You can check it out yourself. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, please leave them below. I'm more than happy. If you think that the content I'm giving you is good, hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, you guys take care, and there's gonna wake up tomorrow for another exciting day in cryptocurrencies, blockchain technologies, and yes, NFTs. Take care.